Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to stylize your tags in a CSS. Okay, and we are also combining all the common selectors into a single selector. And basically you need to know what is a selector. Generally the selector is used to target the elements and apply some CSS features on that elements. Okay, basically we have three simple selectors. And the first one is element selector, second one is ID selector, and the third one is class selectors. Okay, in this video we are going to learn everything about the element selectors. Okay, for that let me first move further. Okay, I am opening our project in a Visual Studio Code editor. Okay, okay, this is the general thing that we done in an HTML file. Okay, in an HTML document, this is the general coding thing that we have done in the previous videos, and the result of this general thing is here. This is the general static website that we together created in our previous HTML videos, and we want to stylize our website a bit more. That means we need to add some stylish features to our text and the images. Okay, from this video we are going to learn all those concepts which are involved in an CSS concepts. Okay, but in this video we are going to learn how to stylize your text in an with an combined selectors. Okay, by combining all the element selectors into a single entity. Firstly, I want to give some additional text features to my h1. Okay, for this h1 tag I want to make sure that it should be in a good formatting way. For that I need to do what is this. See, firstly make sure that you need to connect it with this HTML CSS file within an HTML file by using the link tag. Okay, with the help of the link tag you need to connect with the CSS file into an HTML file by using the two attributes of href and the rel attribute. Okay, okay, the thing we need to do here is I want to make my selector as h1. Okay, for my h1 selector I want to add some properties like font size. Okay, for font size I want to make my h1 heading with 25 pixels. Okay, after giving my font size I want to choose my font family. Okay, for my font family I will use sans serif. This is the general formatting text type. Okay, and another thing is I want to also include some text transform. That means I want to make sure that my entire heading should be in the uppercase only. Okay, I'm using this uppercase, and I want to give my font style as italic. Okay, I'm giving font style as italic. Let me show you the changes over it. Okay, I'm giving a save here. When I'm opening my file, if I'm giving a refresh over here, you can see the change here. The entire thing will be changed to uppercase with the formatting text of sans serif with a font size of 25 pixels. See here. If we compare both of them together, see here. This is the h1 header tag. Okay, in this h1 header tag we are changing the properties of the tag by choosing font size as 25 pixels. The size of this font is 25 pixels. For making font family as sans serif. Okay, this is the text with the name of sans serif. Okay, this is the general formatting text of sans serif, and we will change the text transformation into an uppercase. If we made changes over here to the lowercase, the entire text will be changed to lowercase. Okay, after refreshing, see here, this is changed into the lowercase, but for now I want to make sure that it should be in the uppercase only. Okay, and the font style that I have applied to my header file is italic. See here, it will be transformed to italic. Okay, italic, it is an italic format, and I want to make changes for also in father of the oops and the overview of oops, and if for every heading I want to make changes. For that let me check where are the headings I have designed. Okay, this is the h2 heading for the father of hooks, and the same h2 heading will be used over here for the overview of hooks. For those both two elements, I am using a single entity. I am taking my selector as h2, and I will want to include these two here. Okay, okay. See here, the one thing that you need to keep in mind is here the main heading will be enclosure between the h1 tag, which is a high preference tag. But in this, while giving our property values to our html css file, we may also include the font size more than the h1 tag. Okay, for this h1 selector we can include 25 pixels, but even though this is the least priority heading rather than the h1, we may also include the font size with more than the value of the h1 font size. That means we can include here 30 pixels. Okay, let me show you the change. If I give a refresh over here, please keep a look over father of the hoops and the overview of hoops. Okay, I'm refreshing it. See the change here. Okay, even though the object oriented concepts are within the h1 tag, we can give the font size as 25 pixels, which is the least than the h2. Okay, this is the main thing that you need to keep in mind in our css properties. Okay, and I want to make changes to my another headings also. For example, for my h4 method passing, and we have another one is h3. Okay, for my method passing h4 is the selector. For that I need to give the same 25 pixels. Okay, and then for h3, that means for this oops concept are as follow. For h3 selector, I want to make my properties as same. I want to decrease my size of the oops concepts. Okay, for this h3 I want to decrease the size to 23 pixels. Okay, and let the font family be like that only. And I'm also want to include another thing here is text align. That means I want to make my text at the center of my web page. Okay, and I also want to transform enter the text into, see, leave as it is. Okay, the thing of the text align property here is it gives the entire text at the center of our website. See the changes over here. When I give a refresh, see here, the text will be aligned to the center of our page. See here. Okay, it will be aligned to the center of our page due to the property that we are mentioning here as center to the text align property. The keyword that we are using here is center keyword for the property of text align. Okay, that makes the changes in our web page as centering the text to our page. Okay, these are the general things that we made changes of our headings in our web page. And if we want to make changes in our paragraphs, for example, we are included everything in a p tag. For the content that we are included in a p tag, we can simply make sure that use a p selector, and for that p selector use everything as it is. I want to give my font size as 20 pixels only because it is a sub content over here. I want to change my font family to Times New Roman. Times New Roman. Okay, wait for it. Times New Roman. Okay, and here I want to include another main important property like line height. Okay, line height. By default, the height between the line to line is, by defaultly it will be set to 1. But if you want to make sure that, if you want to change your height to our paragraphs, the gap between the one line to the another line, we can also make changes over here by using line height property. Okay, I want to change it to 1.5. Okay, when I give a save over here, see the change to the paragraphs. See the change to the paras here. Okay, when I'm giving refresh, see here the distance between the one line to the another line will be increased to 1.5 from the 1. Okay, this is the use of the property of line height here, and this is a general thing that we can give styles to our web page. Okay, this is the good looking website now. Okay, and another important thing that I need to include you in this is combining selectors. That means I want to combine the properties of similar properties into a one selector. That means if you see over here, the font family for the sans serif H1 and the font family sans serif for the H2, same font family sans serif for the H4 and H3. Okay, we may also combine them into a single entity, single selector. That means if I give here like H1 comma H2 comma H3 comma H4, I can include that font family sans serif in this single selector. Rather than using it for every selector, we may also combine all of the similar properties into one tag. Okay, one selector. Just we can remove it from here. Okay, okay, give a save. There will be nothing change to our web page. Okay, as it is. Okay, this is the combining of the selectors which are having common properties. And okay, we will touch everything in this para, but you may also observe that, see here, when we are giving the properties to the p tag, okay, we have emphasized text within the p tag, right? We have the emphasized text within the p tag. For that emphasized text also we made the changes. See here, where is the text? See here, for that emphasized text also we made the same property changes which will be indicated in the p. Okay, that is because of the mechanism of inheritance. That is because of the concept of inheritance. In this we don't need to give separately for this emphasized text. Okay, it is within the block of the p element, so that we can directly applicable all the properties that will be set to the p element. Okay, that will be set to the p tag. That will all the properties which will be given to our p element are all applied to the tags which are in between the p element. Okay, which are in between the p element. Like we may also see here the changes for the strong element. Okay, for the strong tag we don't need to include the another selector. Okay, it is within the p element, so that we may also include directly the all the properties for the strong element also. Here we can see the changes ln k. Okay, okay, this is the thing that you need to keep in mind. And another one is we made changes for everything in the page, but we missed one thing. That is nothing but the footer. For footer, we don't make any changes till now. For if you see here, footer is separate tag. Okay, for this footer, we may also include some selector like footer. Sorry, footer selector. For this footer selector, I want to include my font family as sans serif and font size as font size. I want to decrease my font size to 15 pixels. Okay, okay, if I give a save over it, see the changes in the footer. Copyright, I am giving a refresh over here. See, it will be decreased to 15 pixels. Okay, if I give a change for 40 pixels, I'm giving a change. See, you can see observe the change over here. Okay, let it be 10 pixels because it is a copyright. See the change. Okay, I think you will observing the change over here. And the additional thing that I want to add it upon you is here for the HTML we can include the unwanted text in a comments. Like if we don't want any text, we can include that text in these tags. This is the opening tag of our comment in our HTML, and this is the closing tag in HTML for commenting. Okay, but in CSS it will be changed completely. For CSS, if you don't want to make changes over this, for that we can use a comment like slash with star for opening the comment. For closing the comment, we can use star with slash. Okay, this is not be reflected into our web page. If we can refresh it, the paragraphs will be as it is at the beginning. Okay, if I remove comment from here, okay, I am giving a refresh over here, you can see the change. And let me make you understand about the another thing also. Let me first make this commenting this thing as comment. Okay, for that, this is the properties that we are including in for the p elements. Okay, for every p tags we are including all these three properties. For suppose if we include this footer into one para, okay, I am including everything of this copyright content into one para p tag. Okay, after giving a save, okay, see the changes over here. The copyright will be changed to the similar way of the properties that should be applied to our para tags. See here, it will be changed to the same 20 pixels with Times New Roman. Okay, the entire thing that which will be applied to the paragraph will be same be applied to this copyright, because it will be included within the p tag. Okay, and if you want to make changes over this footer paragraph, we may also include, like for example, leave as it is. For footer, within the footer we can include p element here, we can include p tag over here. For this tag, if we give a save over here, we can observe the changes. See here, for now it will be changed to the properties that we applied to the footer paragraph. Okay, here the thing is, this is the child element of the footer. Okay, here footer is the parent element. For that parent element, p is the child element. Okay, that means within the footer we have included the p tag. For that we may also given selector as, okay, paragraph within the footer. Okay, for that we can make changes over here. And I think you have much clear about the structure of our semantic HTML now. Okay, that's why we are giving a beautiful structure to our semantic HTML. Okay, for example, here we have header files. Within the header files we have para. Okay, we have two paragraphs here. For that paragraphs I want to make changes which will be completely different from the other paragraphs, which the properties of these two paragraphs should be completely different from the other paragraphs. That for that we can change here, like header p. That means we are including the header here. In that header we are including p here. That means we are making changes to the header. In the header we are applying the changes over these p tags. Okay, for that p tags I want to give some another properties, like make changes another properties, like for this Times New Roman I want to, for your sake I want to give 50 pixels. If you observe carefully here, these two paragraphs, after giving a refresh, these will be changed to the new properties which will be completely different from the another paragraphs. Even though they both are the paragraphs, these two paragraphs are the header paragraphs of our article. Okay, these two paragraphs of the header part. so that we made changes easily for those two paragraphs, which will be completely different properties from the other paragraphs. Okay, and for suppose if we have another header here. Okay, we have another header here. For suppose if we have another paragraph in the same header, like for example P testing paragraph. I am giving some testing paragraph here. Okay, I am giving a save over it. After clicking refresh over here, you can see here the testing paragraph also will have the same properties as it is we have applied to the header paragraph, right? And but you don't want to make changes over it. Okay, we only but you only need to changes over these two paragraphs. You don't want to make changes over this testing paragraph. For that we can also include here like article over header over P. Okay, article over header over P. This is the grandparent relationship. Okay, when you include article here, see here, that means in the article section we are including header section. Okay, in the article section, within the header section, then we have P tags. For the P tags, for every P tags we are including the properties here. I think you have a good idea about it. Okay, within the article section we have header section. Within the header section we have P tags. For that P tags we are including all these properties. Okay, that means we are applying the properties only for these two paragraphs. See here, when I give a refresh, see here, the properties that we are including to our header will not be reflected to the testing paragraph because we are including into the article properties. Okay, we are including into the article. Okay, for that article only we made changes over the article header P. Okay, I think we gone up till now, and we will see furthermore topics in the upcoming videos. Wait for them. Okay, thank you.